Hey everybody, welcome back to a wonderful episode of the By the Wayside Coffee Fantasy Morning Show. Brought to you by Thoughts on the Bench. Going to go through some people that are out, go through some possible fill-ins for you coming up today, and guys, you should leave by the wayside this Sunday morning. Let's do it. First guy that's going to play, Kyler Murray's in against the LA Rams. The reason this is significant because it means that you can play guys like Christian Kirk. I love Kyler Murray this year. He's been unbelievable, so finally get to see him with a little adversity with that questionable mark. I'm excited to watch him today against the Rams. AJ Green is out once again because he's always going to be out. I firmly believe the dude's just waiting to be traded at this point. For the Giants, Red Ellison, Evan Engram, and Golden Tate are out, which lead me to say one thing. You need to play Saquon Barkley, and you need to play Sterling Shepard. I like Sterling Shepard, even though it's going to be up against a tough defense here. With the Packers, you'll probably see a lot of Jair Alexander. Still like Sterling Shepard. Marlon Mack and T.Y. Hilton are both out against the Titans. It's one of those things where, I don't love Paris Campbell without T.Y. Hilton, but I do love Jacoby Brissett. I'm not really looking to play anyone here, but if I was going to pick a guy, Jack Doyle, guys. Especially with Eric Ebron on the IR now. Gerald Everett is out against the Cardinals, and the reason that this is significant is you always play your tight ends against the Cardinals, no matter what. If you are in some tight end kind of cringe moment, I would highly advise taking a look at Tyler Higbee, their backup tight end. He's available in about 90% of leagues right now, and in all seriousness, if you're in a bind, not a bad play. Adam Thielen is a game-time decision against the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night. The reason that's a little tough is if you have him on your team and he's out, you then got to try to find someone on the waiver wire that's for either the Vikings or the Seahawks. I would just be careful with this one. Thielen hasn't played, and when he has played, he's looked hurt, which is kind of sad for him. So just be careful, have a backup plan. All the Patriots are questionable today. Philip Dorsett, Mohamed Sanu, Julian Edelman, and kind of their entire defense, which leads me to say I'm going to play James White again. He's had a pretty rough last week. 2 weeks ago, he only got about 9 points, I think, which is okay for him. But I'm going to play him just because of all the questionable people coming up here. Julian Edelman, in my mind, will play, but that is a Sunday night game. James Conner and Juju Smith-Schuster are both out. And even though James Conner has not been listed as out, he's doubtful. And since the 90s, no Steeler listed as doubtful has played in the game. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in the By the Wayside segment, but I'd be weary about what Steelers you play today. Just to get in some fill-in quarterbacks, I like Kirk Cousins a lot, even though it's a Monday night game against Seattle. He's been playing well, and I think even with Thielen out, that secondary in Seattle's not been great. So if you are in a quarterback bind, Kirk Cousins is a good play. Another great play coming up today is Sam Darnold against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals have been terrible, just flat out terrible. And Sam Darnold's been on a tear with the Jets. The Jets have looked really, really good. So I think it's a great matchup if you don't have a quarterback to go today. Another good quarterback, Nick Foles against Tampa, dude. You always play your quarterbacks against Tampa just because it's going to be a shootout. Someone's going to go for 5,000 yards. And I don't understand why it's been that bad because they have some names on that defense. But guess what? You play your quarterbacks against Tampa. I don't love Nick Foles, but I love playing against Tampa. Again, guys, Tyler Higbee. Just take a look at him. I have Evan Engram. Normally I play Red as my backup. I'm actually going with Kyle Rudolph today on Monday night, just because he is still available in my league, which leads me to say, again, I like both Vikings tight ends, and I like Jack Doyle. I'll say it every week until I can't. All right, guys, here are some guys that you should leave by the wayside this Sunday morning. The first one, I know it's going to sound a little weird. Will Fuller against the Patriots. He's a boomer bust guy for me, and although Stephon Gilmore will be on Hopkins, and that's going to take some away from it, the defense is pretty good. The reason I don't like playing Will Fuller is just strictly because he's big boomer bust. And trust me, that boom is insane. I'm just saying if you have other options, consider them, especially against the New England Patriots. Next time I'm leaving by the wayside is, again, I pick him pretty much every week right now. It's Darius Geis. He's coming out against the Panthers. It's a good opportunity for a good running back, but that team doesn't look like they want to hand him the rock fully right now. I'm not playing a single Redskin not named Terry McLaurin, and even then I'm a little nervous. Samuels for fantasy football. But the Steelers showed last time that they're going to play Benny Snell football because he looks like a 3-down freaking back. Jalen Samuels just isn't getting the reps. He's not getting the workload. And although I had called for him to get about 16 points last week, he just isn't going to do it today, man. And it's very upsetting, but that's just how it is. Do I play Benny Snell? I'd consider it for a flex option if you have them. But go set those lineups. Monday, Seattle versus the Vikings. Tonight, New England Patriots versus the Houston Texans. All day. Cannot wait to see that Ravens 49ers game as well as the Steelers Browns game today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you next week.